he was doing before.
Well, we'll keep an eye out for him. We spent probably about 20 minutes on the Bears, so it's time to move on.
That was 20 minutes?
So,
just about, yeah.
Oh, my.
So since we've had our last show, there have been 2 champions decided. And I must say, I'm going to start with this. I need to eat my words. I was completely right about one of them, but completely wrong about the other one. Completely wrong.
Well, as far as the NBA goes, called it Lakers in 5.
Yeah, I said Lakers in 6 or 7. Yeah. No, Doug,
I'm going to dig up the soundbite where I said Lakers in 5.
No, Doug, you did
play
say
that.
You did say it all along. You said the Magic are a good team. They matched up well against the Cavs, but they do not match up well against the Lakers.
They do not have a superstar, and they do not have a sidekick.
Well, I knew that too,
Well,
but
Howard, I guess.
the Lakers wanted it more, and good for them. And you know what I really think is impressive is 10 rings for Phil Jackson. That is incredible.
He now has more championships than any coach of the 4 major American sports leagues.
Mm-hmm.
It's just incredible. I mean, it's just incredible. And you know, and they were saying that it's been with 2 franchises, but like 4 different teams because of the second three-peat with the Bulls being completely different. And then, but I just think it's very, very impressive for him. And I. You know, there's been a lot of talk about what's he going to do now because his contract. I guess I either heard it's up or he's got 1 year left.
He's got 1 year left.
Yeah, and
he's going to retire.
But he could opt out or something like that, and we'll see what happens. But
he's going to
good
retire
for him.
again. He's old.
I mean, if you think about it, think about this. You know, with this championship, he gets 10. You know, Kobe gets his elusive 4th. Derek Fisher gets his 4th. Like that's just
who?
Right, but it's Kobe's
guy?
first without Shaq.
That's
what they were making the big deal out.
Wait. Who's Derek Fisher?
He's been a staple on the Lakers team. Oh. Staple center.
Okay,
but,
I didn't know that.
Paul, you know Derek Fisher, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So Paul, let me ask you with what you just said. What do you buy into that whole first? This was more justified because it's the first one without Shaq. Do you buy into that? I mean, I think he had a big part of the team in those 3 years. You know, I mean,
he did.
He was a sidekick on those teams.
I don't think they'd have won those years without Shaq. I think at that point, Shaq was the Lakers' MJ, and Kobe was Scottie Pippen on those teams.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that this one with him being the MJ now, do you think that just adds to his?
I don't.
Anytime a guy wins a championship, it adds to it.
It adds to it. How much it adds to it, I don't really know.
We won't know for
I
a few
understood
years.
what people were saying about that, how it was his first without Shaq. I don't know if I buy into it.
I agree with you.
But they won the championship. It can't hurt. It can't do anything negative.
And you know what's good, and what's good for him even more so is, you know, he's got now 4 team championships. He has the MVP from last year, and now he's got a Finals MVP, which he didn't have because Shaq won it all 3 years.
Right.
So I mean, good for him. You know, good for the team, and
it's only good for him if you like him, though.
Right.
Or the team.
Yeah. Otherwise, I'm just like, whatever. Good for, I guess. But what we were saying earlier, though, like, my superstar psychic theory, you know, than the NBA, that for a team to be a contender or to win a championship, they need a superstar and a sidekick. And the Lakers' 3 championships, Shaq was the superstar, Kobe was the sidekick. Now, Kobe's the superstar, and Gasol is the sidekick.
Yeah, but that right there, with you hesitating for even a second about who the sidekick is, that's why they won the championship. The Lakers are an incredibly deep team.
Well, because you could argue that Bynum is the sidekick,
or
Odom,
or Fisher.
I guess Fisher. I hadn't even heard of Fisher until today, so I guess I wouldn't say so. It has to be somebody you've heard of.
But they're an incredibly deep team, and I kind of buy into your theory, but you have to have, and just like in any team sport, you have to have a deep team, and they do.
Yeah, but if they just had Gasol and didn't have Bynum and didn't have Odom and just had some role players, I mean, I guess I would even go so far as to say Odom is a role player and Fisher is definitely a role player. So, you know, there you go. There's your 2. I mean, obviously you have to have the role players in between, but those are the people that people know. You know?
I think you have to go, as far as Kobe's sidekick on this team, I think you have to go with Pau Gasol. Because last year, if they hadn't gotten Pau Gasol last year, I don't think they make it to the finals.
Agreed.
Yeah. But you know what is, as it so rarely works out in basketball, well, except for the last 2 years, I guess, they were pretty much from square one the best team by far in the West, and very, very close to the best team in the league, and they won it all.
Here's one for you. Do the Lakers win it if Kevin Garnett is healthy all season?
Yes.
Yes.
You think the Lakers beat a healthy Celtics team?
I don't think
Celtics are over. Celtics barely won it last year.
Thank you. Oh, he took the words out of my mouth. Like I'm not like a Celtics fan, but I'm not against the Celtics. But they did. In many ways, last year they got lucky, and I agree with Doug. And they did barely win it, and that ship has sailed. They did the big three.
Oh, it hasn't sailed, but I don't think they win it this year.
But I mean the window. They got the big three. They got their championship.
I wouldn't say the window's closed. He's coming back next year. They're all coming back next year.
Oh, here's the other thing too. I don't know how big of a deal this is, but neither of you have mentioned it, so I don't even know if you've heard.
I think I know what you're about ready to say, and I was going to mention it. But go ahead.
The possibility of the Cleveland
Cavaliers getting Shaquille O'Neal.
trading for Shaquille O'Neal.
Did you hear about this, Doug?
No.
Yep.
Yes.
There's
they have
trade talks
entered
now.
negotiations with the Suns to send. I can't even. To send Ben Wallace and is it Williams?
Yeah.
To Phoenix
Because Shaq said he wants to play with LeBron.
for Shaquille O'Neal. Does that cement the Cavaliers at the top of the East next season?
No.
If hold on.
Shaquille O'Neal at like 36.
Hold on. I'll say this: if he can stay healthy, yes.
No, he's not that.
Okay.
He's nowhere near as good as he was 5 years ago. Maybe.
Okay, but this might even be the bigger question. They get Shaquille O'Neal, sign him to maybe a 3-year deal. Yeah. Does that keep LeBron James in Cleveland after 2010?
That's exactly.
No?
No, because here's what's going to happen. They're like, oh, Shaquille O'Neal's going to get you into the promised land. They're going to go out in the playoffs before the finals again next year because Shaq's overrated. He's not that good anymore. And he's going to be like, screw this town, and I'm going to New York.
I'm not arguing that.
I know.
I don't think so. I'm just throwing it out there.
I understand.
You think it's a foregone conclusion that LeBron's going to be a Knick next season?
He is. Well, not
or after
I shouldn't
2010?
say not a Knick. Because I think he's going to go where he's got a chance to win a championship. And New York Knicks are not the place right now.
What are the chances of LeBron going to the Bulls?
Depends on how good the Bulls are at the time. If they show promise and all that, maybe. Yeah. If they have the money too. I mean, it's kind of that intersection of championship
That's
and
the
money.
thing. I think that
Chicago might be that place. And also, if he's into the whole like I'm the next MJ thing, Chicago.
Because if you look at they could. There's discussion that they're going to let go of Ben Gordon to free up money, possibly Kirk Heinrich, but they also might this year go after Amari Stoudemire.
I think.
Wait for LeBron.
I think LeBron. I think he's going to stay in Cleveland.
Right now, I would have to agree. I think if they do something, especially if it stays status quo, there's a better chance of him leaving. But if they do something, they just need to do one thing. I'm not saying Shaq is it.
No, yes, I agree.
But they need to do one thing, and they will keep LeBron.
Because think about this. Look at what they did this year. I mean, yes, they didn't win the championship, but and I read an interview with him that he was kind of like, it's frustrating, but we're getting there. I think a lot depends on next year, and it's good that at least it's good that he already hasn't made his mind up. I mean, maybe he has, but I think that we'll see what they do next year. I hope he stays, but I think he will stay.
All right.
I think he will stay.
We're getting down the nitty-gritty here. So we need to mention real quick that the Penguins have beaten the mighty Red Wings
in 7,
which was cool. I think everybody here agrees that was cool.
First road win in a Game 7 for a championship in a long time.
And the second coming gets the Stanley Cup. That's a big deal too.
Hold on. How many games did the series go last year? Because the Red Wings won that in Pittsburgh.
6 games.
I said Game 7.
6 games? Oh, no, that's why I said I didn't know how long the series went.
It was 6 games.
No, first road in any of the sports. First road Game 7 championship victory in a long time.
Yeah. But I just want to mention it because we actually have to get going to our top 5 list. We have like 12.
Congrats to the
left.
Penguins, though. I was wrong.
Yeah, I'm happy to have been
I'm
wrong.
so
I'm glad they
happy
won.
the Penguins won.
Yeah, good for them.
I'm happy because
that
this
team-
what this means for Sidney Crosby evolving into the next.
Yes,
To
that
really
and,
to
that
be in
and
the
that
guy.
team. That team is not going away. They're incredibly young.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just hate the Red Wings. So
So
Okay.
Anyway, so because of the 2 championships, because we gotta get going, because of the 2 championships that have just been decided, I'm not saying these 2 teams are, but I think it's kind of irrelevant